Good morning.
And welcome to the Gilded Age Morning News. Recently, the Immigration Act was signed, banning Chinese immigrants from making the United States their new home, therefore earning the nickname the Chinese Exclusion Act. Even though no Chinese people are allowed into the country, those with previous residency are being allowed to stay. This has resulted in many acts of violence towards the Chinese currently living in the United States. There's also talk of a new immigration station being opened up in the San Francisco Bay to monitor and control Chinese immigration. This immigration station will be able to detain migrants over weeks to years before granting or denying entry. And now to Paige with breaking news.
The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 was the first significant law restricting immigration into the United States. Those on the West Coast were especially prone to attribute declining wages and economic ills on the despised Chinese workers.
Hello, Nico? Is that you? All right. Welcome, everybody. Breaking news. We now have a huge announcement that a technological device will forever impact us. Alexander Graham Bell has created the first telephone. So far, it has successfully communicated around the land. Bell wanted to enable the possibility of transmitting more than one message at a time. It showed that others had tried to do this invention but had failed. Him and his side worker, Thomas Watson, wanted to create the device that could transmit a human voice electronically. And back to you, Mallory.
On March 7, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell became the first inventor to receive a U.S. patent for the technology that powered the telephone.
Ellis Island is an immigration station that opened in 1892 and has remained the entrance for millions of newly arrived immigrants to the United States. It is located at the mouth of the Hudson River between New York and New Jersey. With the opening of Ellis Island came great change in the U.S. immigration. More immigrants poured in from Southern and Eastern Europe, and fewer arrivals were coming from Northern and Western Europe. The immigrants are mostly staying in the New England areas such as New York and Massachusetts. This is alarming older Americans because they feared that our country and system are going to fail because of the new impurities that are coming with the land. Conflicts continue to rise, and we'll be sure to keep you updated with the latest. But for now, here's to Cassidy with more breaking news.
Did you know that Ellis Island has been estimated that close to 40% of all current U.S. citizens can trace at least one of their ancestors to Ellis Island?
Just a little bit ago, workers at the Pullman Palace Car Company near Chicago voted to strike their employer, George Pullman. This was because of the recent wage cuts as well as high living costs for the employees. The workers then appealed to the ARU, or American Railway Union. Their response was to tell everyone to boycott Pullman carts. The U.S. Attorney General sided with the National Railroad, saying that the boycott impeded national mail services. Federal troops were then sent in, killing 34 people and wounding another 50. All in all, the strike did not reach its goal, but still showed a valuable lesson to others that strikes can still be organized and coordinated.
The Pullman strike was highly significant, such as the president authorized the use of federal troops to put down the strike, federal courts were used to curtail union activity, and the American Railway Union was destroyed.
One of our major problems here is prostitution. There's approximately 6,000 prostitutes out of a population of 700,000 people in NYC. The rate of prostitution keeps adding and adding to the number. Journalist James McCabe had surveyed life in Tenderloin, New York City, which is their infamous sex district. Prostitutes have shown that their coping method is alcohol or drugs to escape their so-called life. Now our help for them is going to take time for them to reform, since most prostitutes bribe other police officials for them to turn the other way, as sources claim. Prostitutes are not going to live a happy life if they continue to stay like this.
Did you know a few religious missions and asylums accepted prostitutes, but only if they repented their sins? Most often, police would arrest prostitutes and remand them to the state prison workhouse on Blackwell's Island, now known as Roosevelt Island in the East River.
That is all we have for you today, and hope to see you again tomorrow.
One of our major problem here in this time. One of our major problem is the rate of prostitution.
Welcome to the Gilded Age.
Good morning.
Age morning show.
I'd like to start this morning off with a joke.
Welcome to the Gilded
You.
Gilded Age.
Hey, Mr. O'Leary, what's a snake's favorite subject in school? History.